What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, you guys, and Happy New Year. It is the second day of Vlogmas, coming in here with a quick video all about Tiffany Haddish. Unless you've been under a rock, then you know that Tiffany Haddish has had a bad week. She's had a bad week, to say the least. She did a stand-up show over the holidays, and it was an epic fail. Now, I, like you, felt a certain type of way about Tiffany Haddish because while I do find that Tiffany Haddish is entertaining, I wouldn't necessarily call her a stand-up comedian. And this was one of the things that Cat Williams, if you saw my video about the Cat Williams and Wanda Smith beef, Wanda Smith being a well-known radio personality here in Atlanta, they sort of got into it. And one of the things he was saying while all of this was happening, he was making a point about Tiffany Haddish not being funny, but maybe being put on because of her looks. And not disagreeing with that necessarily. I do find that Tiffany Haddish is talented. One of the things I like about Tiffany is that she is authentic. While I agree with some of those things, I have to give Tiffany her props on certain things because I read her book, The Last Black Unicorn, which, by the way, is a bestseller. She came from a real bad place, you guys. She had a good home, she had a great mom, and due to a tragic accident, her mom had a severe brain injury. And basically, she didn't know her kids anymore, especially Tiffany. She viewed Tiffany as competition. And not only did she verbally abuse her, but she was physically abusive. And Tiffany um, was devastated. I mean, she came to a realization very young that the mom that she knew, was not there anymore. Long story short, her mom ends up getting locked up, and CPS takes her and her siblings. And there begins this long journey from foster home to foster home to foster home until finally one day, by God's grace and mercy, she's offered by a social worker to either choose jail in the system or to go to comedy camp. And since she had already used comedy as a way of coping with the fact that she didn't have clothes like the other kids or food like the other kids, she had some skin blemishes. You know how kids are, they pick at them. She would use comedy to overcome that. She would use comedy to back people off of her. She would use comedy to deal with the fact that she probably felt a modicum of shame and had some low self-esteem issues. She used comedy for that. She liked making other people laugh. She found out that was one of the ways that she could shine, despite the fact that she did not have some of the things that some of the other children had. So she chose comedy camp, and that sort of began her career. She would catch the bus, she would go to comedy camp, she would do comedy shows, she was her own manager. She would charge $50 here, $50 there. There was at one point where she was working odd jobs, and she was one of those party clowns or party magicians that people hired to go to the kids' um, birthday parties to do tricks and entertain the kids. She worked that job for a while for a young man, a man younger than her, ran this little business, had this little hustle, and she did it so well and so good that she bought him out, started her own business, and made her own money and had her own staff doing the party business. You know what I'm saying? The girl is not a quitter. The girl may not have the education that a lot of other people have. She may not even have the couth or the style, but neither does Cardi B. Which brings me to my next point. Y'all know I'm still not a huge Cardi B fan, but when all that stuff happened with Offset, cheating on her and humiliating her publicly, hey, I have a heart. I encourage the girl, drop that zero, get you a hero. You know what I'm saying? You got money, you got talent, you hot right now. Build your own brand. You know, provide a legacy for you and your daughter, and forget that dude. You know what I mean? You can do this. And I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't do the same thing for Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish had a rough start, so did Cardi B. Tiffany Haddish had a whirlwind 2017, 2018, and so did Cardi B. Tiffany Haddish is like I said, best-selling author. She's had several TV shows out there that she was a part of, several movies out there that she was a part of. She's had several comedy specials that she has done. She's hosted a couple of shows. I think she did a comedy special for Netflix and maybe even HBO. I'm not really sure about that. But listen, hey, the girl's not small potatoes, okay? We're not going to call her small potatoes. We are going to say maybe that stand up isn't for her. But then again, um, everything that I read about Tiffany Haddish, if anybody can come back and make us eat those words, it's Tiffany Haddish. The girl is a fighter. She is a fighter. She knows perseverance. She has stick to itiveness. She's a grinder, a hustler, whatever you want to call it. She may be down, but trust me, Tiffany Haddish is not out. Now, I'd like to see Tiffany Haddish make better choices. I'd like to see her come up off of that alcohol, pull up off of that weed, and maybe that partying and hanging out. Don't let this Hollywood thing, girl, take you over. Don't let it consume you. You're in that world, but that world should not be in you, girl. It's getting away from you. These are some of the first signs. You've been through a very heady journey. When I say heady, I mean wow. Everything was like back to back to back to back. One of the reasons we always see it with Kevin Hart, because Kevin Hart was one of the few comedians that didn't want sexual favors, wasn't trying to hustle her out of her money when she would do shows. You know, he would pay her, he would give her money. He gave her money to get an apartment when he saw that she was living in her car. So I can see why she will always respect him for that. I do. I can see why she would. Not really sure why. I have not heard him speak out. Now maybe it's out there somewhere, but I haven't heard him speak out for her. And that was another reason why I was kind of feeling the type of way. Now there's a lot of comedians that are speaking out for her. Tony Baker, I know, who I follow on IG, says, "Hey, everybody has a bad set." I understand that. I had to check myself because I'm not going to big up Cardi B and not encourage and support Tiffany Haddish. Just like I supported Cardi B in terms of keep your head up, you don't need this dude, you better than that, and that type of thing. Go out there and get your money, build a legacy for you and your daughter. I'm doing the same thing for Tiffany Haddish because Tiffany Haddish does have talent. It might not be talent, the kind of talent where she stands up on stage and she tours the world doing comedy. It might be, like I said, if anybody can make us eat it, it's Tiffany. It may be doing more acting things. It may be coming out of that place where you're seen as the, hey, she very loud girl. But at the same time, Cardi B has, oh, and ow. It's no different. It's no different. I'm no fan of that from Tiffany Haddish, that type of shtick. And I'm no fan of that from Cardi B. But I'm not going to encourage Cardi B when I see this thing going on with her, and I don't encourage Tiffany Haddish. I gotta call myself on that. I gotta call myself on that. This girl, I read that book. This girl is a fighter. She has overcome. She's had a couple of marriages, one of which I think was abusive. The girl has come a long way. She's done a lot with a little. First black woman to open up, a black comedian to open up for Saturday Night Live. She's done late night shows. She's done morning shows. She's been on the Today Show. She's not small potatoes. She's not small potatoes. And a lot of people don't necessarily find her funny, but do you find her entertaining? I find her entertaining. And like I said, I do feel like some of the things that Cat Williams said does have a merit of truth to it. At the same time, if anybody can prove us wrong, if anybody can rise from the ashes, come back from humiliation, and come up on top with a smile on their face and joy in their heart, it's Tiffany Haddish. I'm telling you, this girl is a fighter. And I stand by that. Until proven otherwise, I stand by that. So, Tiffany, I apologize for coming down off my chariot and throwing tomatoes at you. I forgot. I forgot, the things that I had read in your book, but I'm better now. I'm better now. I see you for your worth, girl, and like I said, you can be in Hollywood and Hollywood not be in you. Don't let them get you off your game, girl. You go in clear-headed and sign on the dotted line, read that fine print, get that bag, and then you go party and then you hang out. Okay? You can turn this thing around for your good. And I don't just mean this incident where you were humiliated. I mean you can turn this whole situation where they've got you boxed in as the hey girl, and you can turn this thing around to be a good comedic actress, and the star that you are. So that's all I have for you guys. You guys tell me what you think. Put it down below. Until next time, honeybees. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'll holla.